Chaz? He was saying something about and he was saying
You're live right now.
Oh,
Audio-wise.
well,
What
let's.
you see right now is what people see, but
They
can hear you right
they can hear me right now. Oh man.
I don't know if the story you needs to be muted or not.
No. We'll be fine. No, our friend Eric Lopez was saying how excited he was about Chaz coming on the show because they're best of Snoodle and Penis buddies, and
Yes, dude. So we're gonna have 6 viewers.
and I said I asked him if he was going to sneak into Chaz's house and get in on the show, and he said maybe. So.
Special guest? Okay,
Yeah.
Smokey. Ready to go?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Well, I guess we should turn the cameras on and do this, huh?
Yeah, let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sober Swole podcast. My name is Jake Howard.
My name is Paul Rowe.
And tonight's guest, we have Charles Q. Thunderass Dorr. But before we get into that, I'll give a shout out to Royalty Nutrition. That's royaltynutrition.com. Warhorse, tell them how it is.
Hey, it's Warhorse. Do you want your workouts to look like this? Or do you want your workouts to slay? When Warhorse picks his pre-workout, he wants it to slay. If you want second place, go with somebody else. If you want to be a champion, go with Royalty Nutrition.
And that's right, Royalty Nutrition. That's royaltynutrition.com, a veteran-owned and operated supplement company that does not use junk ingredients in their formulations. Check them out. Use the discount code 37HAKE to save you 15% on your entire order. Next up, it's a very Christmassy, probably only for you live folks that pop in, because this discount code is not going to last. That is Gorilla Gains. That's Gorilla-Gains with a Z.com.
With a Z, right?
Gains
like
with
your
a
shirt,
Z.
right? Yeah, your shirt.
Oh,
That's it.
oh my
Gorilla
God.
Gains.
Gorilla Gains. So right now, Gorilla Gains just dropped some new stuff on their apparel line. But if you go to their website right now and spend $25 and use the code MARY at checkout, you will save not 15%, but 30% off of your entire order. So check them out. That's www.gorilla-gains with a Z.com. Discount code MARY for 30% off for Christmas times only. I give a shout out to the FitOps Foundation. That's fitops.org. FitOps is a not-for-profit organization that helps veterans rediscover their purpose after their active duty military service through not just fitness, but through camaraderie and getting to know each other and learning how to cope with certain situations in life that you didn't really learn during your exit of the military class that you had to go to. Those are all 1,000% horseshit. Good. So check out fitops.org. If you're looking for a great not-for-profit to donate to, that's fitops.org/donate. Man, DJ Swirl's not here to switch the cameras. Oh, I got Paul talking. Let's look at there he is.
There he is. Hey, so what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? You fine people. I'm going to drop off my first shout out to my boy, Kyle Summers. Kyle is a man of peace, man. He is just a beautiful human being, and what he does for a living is he works at Purpose Healing Center. And what Purpose Healing Center is an addiction specialist located out in Scottsdale. They just upped their game by, I think, 3 more buildings. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. However, they're doing big things. They're helping more and more people. Kyle is a fantastic person, great at what he does. He's a counselor there. If you want to check him out, go online, purposehealingcenter.com, and give him a shout out. Next one I'm going to give a shout out to is all my boys from my old men's group that I used to go to. It was my home group. It was the 4Ds, Fourth Dimension, and that's located over in the Pigeon Coop. And the Pigeon Coop is located It's located. God damn it, Jake, you passed it on to me. So, it's located out in Tempe off of 60 in the Rural, right behind Denny's, next to the AMF bowling alley. And if you want to check out the different meetings, because the meeting that I was just speaking of, it's every Sunday night, 6 p.m., but it's only men. But if you are a dude and you're looking for a great CA meeting, I'm telling you, go. It's changed my life. You can check them out, pigeoncoop.org. If you want to look at all the various meetings that they have AA, NA, CA, CMA, all the anonymous that they have there. So give it a check out. Last but not least, I'm going to give a shout out to my homies down at Physical Therapy. That's Advanced Physical Therapy. They're located over in Gilbert, and they do amazing work. They just worked on me this week. My hip was out of place again, and just boom, they pop it right back in place, and it is instant gratification. So I don't know if that was the right choice of words, gratification.
Yeah.
It wasn't, was it?
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
So, anyways, give them a check. Check them out. It's advancedphysicaltherapy.com. They're located in Gilbert, and the last but not least is Buy to Buy Studios, where we're sitting right now. Look at this beautiful background that my boy Ryan did, otherwise known as the Grand Wizard, otherwise known as DJ Swole. I mean, it's amazing what this guy can do. And I'm not talking just what he does in the studio, because this studio is set up badass. If you could see it, we're sitting in comfortable chairs. Me and Jake are just rocking out. We got our beautiful engineer on the other side of the screen, and I'm able to just stare at his beautiful face all day long, or all night long, I should say. All night long. Yeah. So, if you're looking for a type of mover, though, Ryan is amazing at this, and he's up in his game as well. He's got a bigger trailer now, excuse me, that's fully enclosed, so no furniture can get damaged, and he's always on time. He's always delivering everything the way it's supposed to show up, puts it together for you, and he is developing quite a name for himself within that community. So if you're looking for any type of moving, check him out. It's Buy to Buy. That's BUYTOBYE. And you can check him out on all various platforms, I believe. Ryan, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Same as every other episode.
Yes, what he just said.
Buy to Buy and Buy to Buy Studios also does not do web design. Does not.
No,
Still not
does
web
not.
design. Yeah,
Does
still
not.
not.
No. And that's all I got. But we have a guest, though,
Yeah,
right?
we do have a guest. Look at this beautiful son of a bitch.
God,
Hi, Chaz.
I haven't seen him in a long time. It's been
Yeah.
a
So
minute.
just a little bit more of a quick intro. I've known Chaz since we were young and angry young men in the 3rd Battalion, 7th Marines out of beautiful 29 Palms, California. And he has grown into a wonderful husband and father. He's a fitness advocate and just a general all-around good guy. We got his Christmas card, and it's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my whole fucking life. Anyway, Chaz, tell the folks about you.
Yeah, I've known Hank for quite some time, and I met Paul through all the boys from 3-7 on many of my trips down to Arizona. So that was back in the day when we used to do a lot more crazy things, and thanks for having me on the show. I really appreciate it. I'm continually inspired by your guys' sober path, and I'm honored to be a part of the show, and I know how much it's changed your guys' life, and I've been involved with a lot of Hake's life, so getting a lot of those midnight phone calls, and I've really been proud of how he's turned his life around and the father he's become, and super proud. And when he asked me to be a part of the show, I was pretty stoked. He mentioned just Festivus, and at first I was like, well, maybe it's because I'm probably the biggest Seinfeld nut that he knows. Got my Festivus pull here, and disappointed we won't be able to do the feats of strength, but maybe a Festivus miracle will come from this. Well, who knows?
Well, I mean, part of it was so we hear these things about the California lockdowns and how they're affecting everybody, but we don't know anybody that's actually living it. So,
I do.
well, I mean, yeah, you do, but did you get him on the show?
No.
Yeah, fuck yourself. We got So, so with it also being Festivus, and with a Festivus tradition of being the airing of grievances, we've got Chaz from California, the biggest diehard Seinfeld fan I know. It being Festivus, what better place to air your grievances about California currently than right now?
I got a lot of grievances, and one you could start with the fucking taxes. But other than that, if we're going more off of just COVID stuff, it's very disappointing to see. I mean, a lot of the sheriffs have started to kind of step back up and say, hey, you politicians that want to enforce these lockdowns and at the same time advocate for defunding the police, like, where do you expect us to have allocations to send people for someone not wearing a mask at a park, or someone trying to open up their business? So a lot of the sheriffs have come out and said, hey, everybody kind of, practice your social distancing, wear your mask, but we're not going to be responding to those calls. We got, real life police work to be doing. It's, I know a lot of business owners in the area that have been impacted pretty hard, and I'm not going to mention which ones, because some of them have just blacked out their windows and opened for business, which good for them. I mean, no one's stepping up to pay their $15,000-$20,000 a month rent. You know what I mean? Like, we live in a very, very expensive area. I live here in Orange County, so right next to the beach. Some of my buddies, they have like shops down in like Balboa Bay area. It's 15-30 grand for a little tiny office space. So, for people to not be able to at least try and make a living some way, somehow, really affects them a little bit, because they ain't paying rent from unemployment. So, the errands of grievances for California, and then just Garbage Newsom, our governor, he really is just a tool and a half. The rules for thee, not for me. He's huge on those. He'll tell us not to do something and then turn around and go to a restaurant himself and eat $300 truffled macaroni and cheese with no mask on. So it's kind of a slap in the face when that's your leadership. You know what I mean? It's like when Hake and I would be told to go PT by our fat ass staff sergeant, and he would not PT himself. You're like, how am I supposed to take advice from you when you won't lead us the way? Lead by example. Show us. Show us you're out here. And we have a lot of problems with the homeless population here, and I feel like they could do a lot with that, but it's only getting worse with how many people are losing their jobs and losing their houses. So that's kind of what's going on over here in California.
Which fat staff sergeant are you talking about? We
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do. We're not going to name names. So
I've been nose with him a couple times. That's who.
So, sorry guys, that's, you don't know, you weren't there.
Yeah,
but
go fuck yourselves, right?
If is it true that, like, is it 100% confirmed that one, Gavin Newsom's personal businesses are still open, and two, they received money from the initial bailouts?
So I'm not 100% sure on the bailout money. I do know that he ordered a lot of the wineries, because I used to live in Temecula, which is a wine country over there. And my dad lives in a city just past there. So I know when the wine country shuts down, I know a lot of people over there. So I know that that's been shut down. And his has remained open. He has a winery up in Napa, and out of curiosity, I got online and tried to book a reservation, and you could. It's like they're not even real subtle about it. You can get online, you can call them, and they're like, yeah, we're open for wine reservations, wine tasting, and you're like, man, how brutal to shut these places down and then still have yours open. And I've never had his wine, but from what I've heard, it tastes like garbage.
Well, I mean, garbage makes garbage. That's science,
Yeah. Science at its best, right?
Who? See, wasn't didn't he get like shoehorned into politics pretty much because his dad was a big name somewhere out in California too?
So I think his whole family, I don't know if he's on his second marriage, but somehow, some way, I think Pelosi was like his aunt, used to be his aunt, like aunt-in-law or something.
No, I thought it was cousin.
He was the mayor of San Francisco, and if anybody's been to San Francisco, there's definitely nice touristy parts around it, but San Francisco is a shithole. Like, I would never want to raise a family there. You know, you walk down the street and there's used needles and, you know, homeless people showering in the streets. One of my friends that lives up there, he was showing me this app that they have, and just the fact that this app exists is insane to me. Is that it was basically an app that was designed that you could go on your phone and put where you saw human feces so that someone could go and do something about it. And just the fact that there's that much out there that you developed an app for it, I mean, that's a huge problem. But they really, you know, encourage it by allowing these people, they set up like showering things for them in the street. And I mean, that's like right down the stairwell from like $1 million apartment. So when you're paying all that money, you know, you expect that your tax money is doing something, and it really shows that they're just kind of lining their own pockets, doing their own thing. It's not fun.
No, I can imagine.
Okay.
Brittany was born around LA.
Mm-hmm.
And so she, you know, she loves to go to California. Like, she likes to go back and, you know, go to the beach and hang out. And then you have me, who's just like, why? And, you know, and it sucks because I know you, and then there's a bunch of the other boys that live out there, and, you know, I'd love to make it out and go see you, but for something that should be a $300-400 trip, it's a $1,500 $2,000 trip just for once you cross into California. It's, you know, and
it's not fair, you know, like if you go anywhere, I mean, they really kind of gouge you from, you know, Disneyland to the beach. You know, you're paying to live out here, and you're paying, and I've, you know, my wife and I, we've talked about moving for quite some time, and, you know, I think we're probably pretty close to that. You know, I got nothing against California. It's home. I mean, we were stationed here, so it's not like even when I was in the Marines, I left, I was still here. I was able to drive home on the weekends and, you know, spend time with my family and stuff, which was cool. You know, many of you guys got to meet, you know, my family, you know, when we were in. So all that stuff was really, really cool and unique. But, you know, I'm not that sentimental to where I'm like, oh, this is where I'm going to live my whole life. And, I mean, if I could better, you know, my son's life, my wife's life, my life, and be able to do so by moving, then, you know, by all means, I'd do that.
So what you're saying is you're coming out here.
That's what I heard.
I heard Chaz and the fam is moving to the Valley.
Yeah, I heard that too.
I don't know about the Valley, but I might. I don't know about Arizona, guys. I'm sorry.
Well, just move up to Flagstaff next to Bryce. You guys can cuddle in the snow and shit, and then, you know.
I mean, we do a lot more than cuddling, but you know, you gotta stay warm. So
yeah,
you gotta insert things in certain places, and body warmth 101. So
and G and Shannon will get along.
I don't know. My wife likes trees. We like the mountains. So that's not, you know, I mean, that's a possibility. We're looking at Idaho.
Look at that.
Idaho's another one that we really like.
Old Jake out here solving problems and shit.
See, I want to go to Montana. That's my dream motherland.
I would.
See, Idaho's our compromise. I really like Big Sky Country. I got family that lives out in Montana.
What part?
You know, when I was Billings, you know, actually my dad's cousin was a state senator out there, and
Billings,
really
you said?
the land, super relaxed. I mean, he had a farm out there, and I remember going there as a kid, and we'd be driving in this wheat field, and, you know, we'd just be driving. You don't see anything, just plowing through wheat, and then all of a sudden, boom, it opens up, and there's like these 2 ponds. We go trout fishing and catch some trout for dinner, go back, he pull weed out, throw it in the back of the pickup, and then all of a sudden, you know, we get home and I'm like, what do we pull the weed for? He's like, oh, gonna make bread. I'm like, that's beautiful. You know, that's so awesome. You know, so we'd have, you know, fish, bread, and potatoes for dinner, and go around and do the same thing the next day. Love Montana.
Dude.
My wife's not too fond of the cold, so that Treasure Valley area, I might be able to. That's like our compromise. You know, a little bit more mild winters.
Dude,
Yeah.
small world. So my mother's side of the family migrated from Dublin, Ireland, to Billings, Montana,
Wow.
and
Nice.
and they're still a lot of my mother's like second cousins, like my second cousins, all still live up there.
Yeah.
That is a small.
Beautiful, man.
It's
Wonderful out there.
It's God's good green earth. That's the way I can. It's like trying to explain the taste of an orange to someone who's blind. You can do the best job in the world of describing it, but until you've seen it for yourself, the rolling hills, the tall grass, the rivers, oh my God, it's just, yeah.
Yeah, you know, like, I mean, we got some great sunsets out here in Orange County. Don't get me wrong. Like, when you get on the beach and you're out there and you can get in, like, down in Laguna area, I mean, it's romantic as shit. You know, that's where you take your lady on a date and you watch the sunset go down. But, you know, it's nice. It's beautiful. You hear the waves crashing and something else. But when you're over there in Montana and you're watching that sunset go down in the orange sky and going back down behind the hills or the rivers nearby, it's an extra layer of peace that you don't get here with the population, you know, because there's always, you know, bum asking you for $5 or, you know, 10,000 people walking past you, because, I mean, we just are heavily populated, you know, and that tranquility that you get out there is just really indescribable.
It is. And I'm born and raised SoCal boy, and that's how it was like when my fiance moved down to San Diego for a couple of years. That's how it was, you know, walking down through PB and Oceanside and, you know, the sunsets. And I love the ocean. The ocean's always going to have a special place in my heart because of my upbringing with surfing and everything. But I never thought in a million years I would ever say I couldn't wait to get out of California, and I cannot wait to get out of Arizona. I got 4 more years until my youngest is 18, and then my dream is to build my own home in Montana, wraparound porch swing, have my own irrigation, my own solar, my own everything. It just leave me alone, and I'll leave you alone.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's the beauty of it, you know, and you know, what you can get for your money
Oh
there
my God.
versus here is just, there's no comparison, you know.
None.
It's just, and when I've shown that to my wife, because she was a hard no at the beginning when I even talked about it, I'm like, we need to get out of here. And this was before our son. And I'm like, you know, this is something we should think about, you know, raising a family somewhere else. And that was kind of me planting the seed. And then after we had our son, you know, life changes when you're a father, and you start thinking for their best interest and, you know, what life you want them growing up. And like, I don't want my son going to any of the schools I went to, and I don't want him going, you know, running around the streets where I grew up and things like that. I mean, you talk about your wife being raised in LA, you know, like, LA is not far from me, but there's parts of LA I would never go to. I mean, it's just, like, I don't like driving through that area. I don't, there's nothing about it that's appealing to me. When people are like, let's go to downtown LA, I'm like, that sounds like a fucking nightmare. Like, from the traffic to the people to the homeless problem, like, I'm like, that just does not sound fun at all. And unfortunately, when you have a lot of family that comes and visits you, they're just like, yeah, let's go to Rodeo Drive. Oh, that sounds fucking horrible, but okay.
What cracks me up.
Hey, boys,
is
I'll be right back.
Is when people bitch about traffic out here, and I'm like, yo, you've never been on the 405. Like, you have no idea what traffic is.
So I called a cousin one time, and they live back east in a small town, and in, like, we're in West Virginia. So they're about like 45 minutes outside of Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Real chill out there. And, you know, you give them a call and, hey, how's everything going? What are you doing? I'm in traffic. Bad? Is it bad? I was like, I'm on the 405. It's 8 lanes, and I could get out and walk around my car right now. Like, I could get out, walk around my car, get back in, and I was still, nothing would have moved. Nothing would have changed.
Yep.
And it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. There's absolutely no reason for this to be going on.
None. That's what, like, or the same thing on the 210 in Pasadena. Like, no matter what fucking time of the day, dude, there's always traffic right there. And it never ceased to amaze me. Yeah,
I remember driving home from like Hollywood and in party days, and we'd be driving home from Hollywood 3 a.m. No construction, no nothing. Slammed on the 5. You're just like, it's 3 in the morning. Like, there couldn't have been this many people going to Hollywood and Orange County back and forth. Like, there's just, what are you people doing? I know I'm coming home from the club, but what are you guys doing? Why is there so much traffic? You're just like, could have took me 30 minutes to get home. Now it's taking me 2 hours. Great, wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
Be home at 5 a.m.
Yep. I worked in San Fernando Valley for a couple of years as a truck driver, and I was delivering on a flatbed 27-foot truck. And every day I traveled through the 405-101 interchange, which a lot of people don't know this. That's the busiest interchange in the entire United States. I want to blow up the
101 at all costs.
No,
like, I will go around it. I like it. There's nothing that is good about the 101. As soon as you hit that interchange and kind of it comes around to merge into the 101, you're fucked.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I'm from Ventura, so I grew up on the 101, and it's like, dude, like how you said, when family would come out, like, hey, let's go to Santa Barbara. It's like, dude, that's fucking like an hour drive. Well, it's only 10 miles. It's an hour and a half drive, dude. You don't get it.
You don't understand. And there's something like soul crushing about such a short drive taking so long.
It is.
You're just like, it's only 15 minutes if we left it like the perfect ideal time or something. But like, you guys want to go right now? It's rush hour. Like, no. And that's another thing is like, I hate planning my life around traffic. I hate that that's a thing, that I'm like, okay, so if we did want to go to Santa Barbara, you can't leave anywhere between 8 and 10 because that's the morning traffic.
Correct.
And then you can't really leave between 12 and 1 because that's people on lunchtime. And then you can't really leave any time after like 2:30 or 3. So you got to pick a good window, and then, or you got to wait till just after 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
You're like,
spoken like a true Californian.
yeah, it's a fucking Russian roulette with traffic. Like, oh, what time am I gonna pick? And just pull the trigger, hope for the best.
The
yeah,
funniest,
it's bad.
the
I
funniest
really
place
don't
to have traffic.
like that.
I always loved being in. I was always amused being in traffic on the PCH though, because the shit you would see people doing. Like, I've seen people get in head in the traffic, fucking smoking a bowl of meth and like, I've seen some of those wild shit just on the PCH, just chilling in traffic.
Yeah, there's down by the beach, you can really run into something, especially if you're up a little bit more north. Some of the wildest shit I've ever seen is up there, Venice Beach area, up in the LA beach area.
Yep.
Anywhere south of Malibu, you know what I mean? It's just like and then north of Orange County, you can really see some shit. Long Beach area. You're like, man, you go for a mile, walk down the beach, and that's where people are like, let's go check out the pier up in Long Beach. I'm like,
nope.
I'm straight. I'm good.
Like how you said, there's spots in LA you don't want to go down. There's spots in Long Beach I will not fucking go down.
Yeah, exactly.
That's because you're surf wars.
No, because of like
the Long
gang
Beach
shit.
Aquarium all the time. Especially like with my son, and we'd have play dates and we'd go there, and you plan around traffic. You try and go early in the morning so you miss the crowds and all that. all that shit. So yeah, it sucks. I mean, and I'm always one of those, like, I'll come back and visit, you know, like I'll be with family, and then, you know, luckily I'll have a free place to stay. I won't have to, you know, like Jake, you know, you talk about, you're going to spend $1,500 if you want to stay a few days here. You know, it's expensive. It's just like, our anniversary is coming up, and I wanted to get a hotel down in Laguna Beach, and like for one night with a beach view, you're like at minimum $300-400. You're like, one night?
Yep.
Oh, and then I got a resort fee to pay too? Sweet. Okay, great.
I did a beach view, you know, Colorado Avenue in downtown Malibu.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's or not Malibu, in Santa Monica, and right off the pier, there's a string of hotels right there, and I got me and my ex a room there one night, and for 2 nights beachfront or beach view, it was just under $900.
Yeah.
That's just for
Great.
that's just for literally a bed and a shower.
Yeah. I mean, property taxes in Santa Monica are no joke.
Oh, dude, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'll be right back, gentlemen.
You got
I
a
had a
poopy?
job offer in Santa Monica, and we were really thinking about taking it. And the reason we didn't was I was like, it's a six-figure job. I'm like, that's great, you know, a great opportunity, 6-figure job. And you're like, but rent in Santa Monica for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, like apartment is like $5,000 if you don't want to be in a nice area for your son to go to a nice school.
Yeah.
I'm like, so I'm not paying $5,000 a month for rent only. No, I'm sorry.
That blows my mind, man. I can't even fathom that.
And that's cheap.
Yeah.
That's cheap. Like I mean, you look at buying that condo and it's like 1.5 million. You're like, for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo, that's, you know, got a decent school zone. Because you jump on the other side of the street, you might be in that school zone that's like a 1 or a 2, and then you're on the other side of the street, and then all of a sudden you're in 9s or 10s, and you're like, man. And they're rigid because of how populated we are. That, like, that school's choice thing, that's not, we don't do that. You know, my son, we were trying to get him into that transitional kindergarten down the street, and you know, Milo's a bright kid and super social, so we were trying to get him into TK before all this COVID stuff went down, and he was 6 days away from the cutoff date. So he was 6 days past it. They were like, December 2nd is the cutoff date. His birthday's the 8th. And they were like, so he can't be in TK. We could put him in preschool, but you're going to have to pay $800 a month. I'm like, for preschool? I was like, you guys are just watching him. You're not even doing anything. You're not even teaching him, right? Like, it's just like daycare. And they're like, well, yeah, I mean, like, we do some like coloring and this and that. I'm like, fuck that. He can color at home for $800 a month. And we're not playing that game.
No, man, that's fucking ridiculous. All I know is I don't even know how much it costs for the kids to go to school, but that's something that Britt and her ex have decided on and negotiated on. But we got the big kids in at ASU Prep, and before that they were in. They were going to Christ Gilbert Lutheran School, and I know for a fact that was an expensive private school, and but it wasn't that. It wasn't, no,
Right.
Man.
Well, Modern Day is a pretty prestigious Catholic school right down me, and it's like right down from where I used to live. So it's like smack dab in the middle of the ghetto, you know, but it's like this multi-million dollar building facility. You know, their football is one of the best in the state and country year in and year out. So, you know, they're up there. A lot of the celebrity kids in Orange County go there, you know, like a lot of the athletes' kids go there, you know, because of their programs. But I mean, you know, you just drive through the parking lot and these kids are getting Range Rovers and brand new, you know, all kinds of sick vehicles. And this is their first car, you know what I mean? Like, so you're like, oh, sweet. But when I was going to go, because like my mom went back when she was in high school, so did my aunt, so did my uncle, my sister went there. So I was the only one that didn't. And I told my mom back when we were going in, you know, my mom, single mom, you know, raising me. And I was like, Mom, I don't want to tell you this, but 10 grand for me a year for me to go to high school, I think that's a waste of money. I don't want to do that. Like, I think you're wasting your money. Don't do it. And ended up she got an inter-district transfer for me. She worked in a school district in an area, so they allowed it because that's where she would be going to work and she could drop me off. But all this paperwork she had to go through to fill it out. That was 10 grand back there, and it's like 20 now. And that's for high school. You know, it's like fucking, I can't believe that. Like, and then we look at places in Idaho, you know, where we could send Milo to a Catholic school and it's not that much money. And you're like, just the change of scenery, it completely alters your life.
Chaz, let's just go back, I don't know, 5, maybe 6 years.
All right.
Okay? Now let's have this exact conversation.
If we went back
Look,
and had this exact conversation, I probably would have tried to pull the trigger moving a lot sooner. You know, it's crazy, man. Like, just friends that buy houses here, you know, and I throw up at what they pay their, like, what their property taxes are. That's why so many of us rent here, because we can't afford to buy, you know, like, I have my VA loan, never used it, you know, I'm still waiting because I'm not paying these property taxes, get fucked. I was like, for anything worth the shit, you're spending, you know, $600,000-$700,000, and that's only for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath townhouse. Like, no backyard. Like, no, I'm cool.
half a driveway, enjoy.
That's how it is with my younger sister and her husband. They're looking to live in Simi Valley, and their price range that they're looking at right now is anywhere from $800,000 to $1 million.
Yeah.
So that way they could have property so that their son can play around.
Yeah, it's wild, and that's, you know, talking about airing some grievances. That was the hardest thing for us was when the shutdown over here happened, and they just caution taped our parks every day. You know, they'd make sure that it was all taped up and we couldn't go use them. And, you know, my son and I, we're very outdoorsy. And when you live in a condo like this and you don't have a huge backyard like that to take your kid out and play, parks are where we lived. I mean, we'd go to the park 3-4 hours in the morning just to be out running around, take a snack over there, have, you know, a break and eat and go play some more, wear them out, come back for evening dinner, hit the park right near the house in the evening. And then, you know, that would be like a pretty much every day for us. And then we just got, you know, kind of hermit crabbed being in here, and then trying to get your son to want to leave the house again was another challenge. You know, you're like, come on, dude, we gotta go do something. Just get on your scooter and let's go get some sunshine and run around and get some fresh air, and we gotta do something. We can't just be in here all day. Like, it's just it gets you stir crazy, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, that's how it is with my 14-year-old son, because he just wants to sit in his fucking room and play video games. I'm like, bro, you play basketball. That's what you do. You love doing. Let's go do that. No, I'm okay. You want to go to Duke and you don't want to go practice right now? Come on, let's go play. It's a struggle just to pull him out, and that's doing something that he fucking loves to do.
Right. And it's tough because, you know, there's you know, like you want to go Duke, you want to go play for Coach K, and it's like, and you got to be making hundreds of free throws every day. Like, let's go do it. Like, let's go do it. Dad wants to go do it.
Uh-huh.
And that's what I tell my son, you know, like, let's just go do anything, man. What do you want to do? You want to go walk? Like, you want to scoot? What do you want to do? I mean, he's only 5, but, you know, he got into basketball for a little, or like Space Jam. He watched Space Jam and he was all about basketball, right? He's like, I want to be Michael Jordan. I'm like, well, let's just go dribble. Like, so you'd be out there just dribbling and, you know, just dribble around. And so, you know, it's tough as a parent to try and coax them back out after telling them we got to stay in. And then it's like, oh man, at some point you got to just let us decide what we think is best for our children. And, you know, like, just let me take them out to the park. And if I want to roll the dice, let me roll the dice.
Yep.
You know,
That's why my mom calls your guys' governor the dictator.
he is, man. It's insane. I had a talk about another grievance. I would have lost my fucking mind. But so we started going back to the parks a few months back, actually a while back. But we started going back. We're like, we'll just go. And, you know, I don't want to teach my son. And that was another thing where I'm like, our tax-paying dollars are paying for these parks to be kept up, but you're caution tape it off so we can't use it. I was like, but I don't want to also teach my son that, hey, just go rip it down, do whatever you want, right? Like, I want you to follow the rules. I want you to follow the laws. I don't want you to be just breaking, doing whatever you want to do. So we try and find parks that didn't have it, right? So we, you know, oh, sweet, found one without it. Yeah, let's go play, you know. And I'll never forget the first time he like ran onto the playground after a couple months of not being on a playground, you know. And he's like got up on the pirate ship and he's like steering. He's like, Dad, you see me on the playground? And I'm like, yeah, man, that's awesome. And so then we, you know, we're sitting there, and some other mom had the same idea, and you know, this was a couple months after we had some strict lockdowns, and she walks over and she's telling her kids to kind of keep their distance, and then she kind of like got relaxed a little bit, and because, you know, my son, as you know, Jake, he's super social. Your breakfast buddy at the wedding, and
Milo's my buddy.
And so he wants to talk to people, and you know, he runs up, hey, what's your name? Shake hands, you know, do what Dad taught me. What's your name? Like, how are you doing? You want to play with me? You know, and only child, so when he sees another kid, he wants to go for it. So, you know, and then she starts telling me, she's like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to let him play that long. You know, your kid's super sweet. But I saw this mom last week, and she had her 3 kids here at the playground, and she was leaving. Cop was here. She's like, because I live right over here across the street. She's like, the cop gave her a $350 ticket for using the playground when it was closed. And I was like, man, that's brutal. Like,
I would have been in jail.
Fathom that is pretty crazy.
How's that?
Jesus Christ, I would have been in jail.
Oh,
I would have been in jail too, and I love the police. You know, like I have so many friends that are police officers, and it's like, how are you going to give me a ticket for letting my son play on the playground, especially when no one's around? Like,
yeah,
no one's here. Let him play. You know, it's not like we're having a party which we should be able to do anyways if we wanted to.
No one's.
But that's me. That's my 2 cents.
Well, I mean,
Love this guy.
so my whole thing is, like, in general, it's as United States citizens, you're supposed to be able to have your freedom to be as cautious as you so choose. And also, if you use a business that requires you to do certain things, as you know, like how Ryan has us inside of his private establishment, wear the mask inside, very, you know, easy, done. That should be it. I am very anti-government mandate for most anything. It's
Well, did you hear about this? Des put it into our group chat. My fiance has a group chat with me and my family and siblings and whatnot. And there's an excerpt that she just took out that there's a government contract for $140 million for syringes that have trackers in them for the vaccine.
well, is tracking the syringe.
Yes.
Well, Yeah, that's those have existed for a while. That's just so people like junkies don't just jack syringes.
I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, they're incredibly not cheap, but that's it's supposed to track single use meds and making sure that syringes that are used get thrown away properly, that kind of thing.
Huh.
But if you're talking about stuff that's injecting a tracker, that's a whole different thing. But that's probably where Jez was going. But it's the tracker's inside of the syringe, not the plunger into the needle.
I think that's probably what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen the article, but I'm assuming that's what she's talking about.
I don't know. It's a video. I haven't watched it yet.
Ah, yes. Everything on the internet is real.
Yes.
I'm glad you mentioned it before you knew what you were talking about.
Paul, what did I tell you? My floor.
All the propagandists.
My level is right here.
Yeah.
All right.
I got asked the dumbest question on the way into the studio, and it just pissed me off all the way. So
What was the question?
the question was, all right, Chaz. So there's this guy I've been working with, online coaching and stuff for a while, and I'm a form stickler. And if the weight's too heavy, drop the weight, get your form right. Don't do something stupid trying to show off, and that's how you end up getting hurt, right?
Mhm.
Basics. So the question was, hey Jake, would you say that form still matters if you're bulking? Because sometimes when you're lifting heavy, your form's off. It's a big debate I'm having right now. And I said, whoever you're having that debate with is a fucking moron. The only person in the entire existence of the world that has ever had bad form and it didn't hurt was Branch Warren. And you, me, and this fucking moron you're talking to is not fucking Branch Warren. And, I was like, no. That's some dumb shit high school kids say because they're like malleable and their bodies bend. You're 38 years old.
Oh, dude.
Well, I got a question for you. I'm starting to think about drinking my nutrition versus eating it through regular food. What do you think about that?
I'm going to get in the car. I'm going to drive to your house. And I'm going to punch you right in the fucking face. Ooh.
I thought that's the diet that you recommended for me, though.
Yeah, a whole liquid diet,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's what I sent you this week, right?
That's what I read. It
You
was just,
fucking. Oh, hey, Paul and I are working together again, guys.
Yep.
But no,
no,
so
it's like official. Like, I paid for it and everything.
yeah, everything, cash in hand.
Yeah.
But so listen, Chaz brought up an interesting point. Hey, we're into the Swole portion. We haven't been to a Swole portion in 9
we
years on
haven't.
this show. But it is leaps and bounds, statistically proven better that you get your nutrients, whether your macros and your micros, from whole food sources. While I understand we are Americans and convenience is the best way to be, there's a drink for everything. But you're missing the bioavailability, therefore not getting as much of the nutrient as you probably could from actually eating it.
What about supplements?
That's what I just said.
No,
Like, what do you mean?
like pill forms and like powder
what?
forms.
Like
and
what?
I'm just speaking generalized.
So, all right. So here's what I do. Everything I'm right and I do is I'm doing everything I can to make sure you're getting what your body would need from a food source.
From food, right? Yeah.
Supplement comes if it cannot be. A supplement is a supplement, which means it is not met by your food.
Right.
If it is being met by your food, you do not need to take a supplement.
Got it.
Just for examples now, I take extra vitamin D3 just because I'm probably not in the sun as I'd like to be, as much as I'd like to be.
Smart.
Even though I do drink my orange juice and I drink my orange juice 2-3 times a day, but I'll pop extra vitamin C. Even though I do my best to eat whole, clean foods all the time, I take extra magnesium. My poops are a little runny, but I'd rather be safer than sorry on that. You know what I mean? Like, if you can't get it from your food, that is the only reason why actual supplementation would come in. Now, when it comes into like things that you use to work out, I am very against using extremely overstemmed pre-workouts because it has been proven to, 1, prevent your recovery, and 2, prevent your muscle that you're trying to grow from growing. On top of it, builds you a dependency, which puts stress on your adrenal glands, on top of your kidneys. So I do like an intro workout, like an essential amino acid, branch chain amino acid blend, just because really the science isn't out one way or another, which is more beneficial for you while you're working out. So I do like the blends. When it comes to pre-workouts, I would prefer more of like a pump formula, something without a stim in it, but something that kind of helps your blood flow, that helps with your pump. But like these are things that are not 100% necessary if your diet is right. I'll say that again. I am 100% down with the Royalty Nutrition cause. I use them. I love them. But your diet has to, like, a supplement will only help you if your diet is right and you're doing what you're supposed to do in the first fucking place. Right. You can take all the fat burners in the world, but if you're still eating fucking 3 cheeseburgers a day, you're going to be a fat fuck that's just taking a fat burner. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're already working in a calorie deficit and everything's right, that little fat burner is just that little extra to kind of help you along the way. It's not the fix-all to everything.
Got it.
How's that?
Instead of drinking my nutrition, I should have 3 cheeseburgers a day. Was that what you just said?
Yeah, I think Chaz.
No, you got to blend it though. It's got to be in liquid form.
Chaz, I think what you do is you put those 3 cheeseburgers in a blender and then pour about a quarter of a gallon of whole milk and then blend them up and then just inject it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, just right to the vein. Nothing would go wrong.
Hook it up to an IV or wheel it around the house with me.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, hey, Nate Serrano's in the chat. So we've been missing his stuff, but he just said he's sticking to pizza.
Nice.
Yeah, I sent all the boys a hey, come jump in this live chat and talk to Chaz. And Nate's the only cat that stepped up. Bryce is probably working or whatever.
Los jumps in. He gets a real good protein source from this thing called jizz. I don't know. He just guzzles it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean.
Now, is it an animal byproduct or is it a human byproduct?
Yeah, where does it come from?
Me.
Oh. So it's human. Okay.
Oh, so it's not vegan.
No.
No, my jizz actually eats meat. It's
Wait, interesting question. Vegans that smoke pole, can they swallow and still be a vegan?
Interesting.
See?
Well, it's not. Oh, that's it.
Right?
That might be a loophole, right? Because it's like, I don't know. That's weird.
But it's still an animal product because human beings are animals.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah, you bring up a very valid point. Google it.
No. I don't need that in my history.
Yeah. I think your wife would find that search.
Vegan, right?
Yeah, Brittany goes to my laptop. What the fuck were you Googling?
I swear, babe, it was for scientific purposes.
Vegan sucking dick. It's for the show.
Oh shit.
You know how you know someone's a vegan?
Huh? They'll tell you.
I'll tell you.
Yeah. Was it? Well, who would tell you who they are first, a vegan or a Navy SEAL?
A vegan.
I shot Bin Laden.
Throw it. They're like, hi, I'm a vegan, and my name is. Oh, okay, great. Yeah, nice to meet you. I don't want to be your friend.
No. Oh, you're already insufferable. That's great.
Well, what's worse, a vegan or a vegetarian?
A vegan.
Well, so, all right. Let's be clear. We're not.
There's different types of vegetarians, though. So you gotta.
There's different levels of vegetarian. Let's be nice here. We're not shitting on a lifestyle. We're shitting on certain people within the lifestyle that are insufferable twats.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. I have nothing against people that want to be vegans.
I've never met a vegetarian that was like, I'm a vegetarian. I've met vegetarians that have gone to restaurants and been like, do you have a vegetarian option? Not being shitty about it, but just being like,
right.
But, I've met way more vegan.
Order a salad like a normal person, but they're not like, can I get this and does it have goat cheese? Because I'm a vegan, so I can't have any fucking goat cheese. No cheese unless it's vegan cheese.
Yeah.
No cheese.
Is that like tofu cheese?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Or
Garbage.
what is
Garbage.
because I mean, no, everything I've tried different vegan dishes, and I just can't do it.
I have. I tried.
In Orange County, I went to this vegan restaurant, and we were celebrating my wife's birthday, and we went out with her best friend and stuff, and so I really didn't have it any place, but she knew I was very upset. She was just like, it's a vegan restaurant, and I was like, oh, I don't want to go.
So do you remember when Burger King first started rolling out their Impossible Whoppers or whatever?
Yeah, I never had one. But
Oh yeah, me.
Yeah.
There was a cat I used to work with at the bank, and he would come in and be like, I'm a vegan. Everything I do is vegan. And he comes in and he's just munching on one of these. So I looked at him and I said, hey, did they use a separate grill for that patty, or did they at least clean it before they threw those on there? And he goes, well, I don't think so. And I said, oh man, so you're just like not a vegan at all. You just eat. So, no, listen, I adhere to the vegan lifestyle, but I'm not like a strict vegan. It's like, oh, so you're a plant-based person. You're just snooty about it. He's like, oh.
I had this guy that I worked out with when I was working at a Krav Maga gym going through college, and he was trying to tell us like how much healthier he is than us, but he was a little overweight, and he was telling me, because back then I was kind of like on a strict paleo thing, and I'm not really anymore, but it's kind of the basic guidelines that I follow, meat, veggies, and fruit. That's kind of what I try and make sure my son and I get, and we're getting all of our nutrients that we need to get. And but back then I was real strict paleo, and so he's telling me one day, he's like, oh yeah, I'm so much healthier than you because I'm a vegan. And I'm like, I just watched you eat a bag of fucking Doritos, man. Don't try and tell me that you're healthier than me. I'm sorry, dude. So it's like, you ate a whole bag after class. You just opened a bag, big giant party size, and I watched you kill a bag in the parking lot talking to your friend.
Well, I mean, Oreos are vegan too, so I mean,
Oreos are fucking vegan.
get right after it. Get that health.
Jesus Christ.
Shoot it up. Give me that health, baby.
Oh, God.
I think vegans are what's wrong with the world today. I'm throwing it out there.
Well,
Oh, man, I gotta bite my tongue.
I think the world could do. I think a lot of the United States could deal with a little bit more testosterone in certain communities for sure.
Oh, yes.
Maybe quit eating so much soy that converts to estrogen in your body.
You'll feel so much better.
No, it's a triple soy latte. Cool, man. What's up with them boobs?
Eric, next time you're talking to a vegan, hit them with this, right? Because they're always about, science and cruelty. I'm like, what do you think that plant feels when it gets ripped out of the ground? I mean, like you just ripped it from its life source. I mean, come on, man. I was like, some plants even have defense mechanisms because they don't want to be eaten. So how do you feel about that, eating that plant? Come on, guys. Fuck.
Let me look at this up here. There are people that exist, and there are called breatharians.
What?
And they claim the ability to pull whatever nutrients they need to survive from breathing.
Wait, what?
They only breathe, like there's nothing else.
Yeah, well, and it's let me find this correct pronunciation. Inedia.
Like, that was a good breakfast.
Oh,
Wait.
that nitrogen's fucking delicious. They're called Inedias. It's Latin for fasting. Yeah, they claim that food and sometimes water is not necessary for survival and that humans can be sustained solely by prana, the vital force in Hinduism. According to a name that I can't pronounce, sunlight is one of the main sources of prana, and some practitioners believe that it is possible for a person to survive on sunlight alone.
I want that person that believes that to just do it for a year. Like just do it.
Yeah, just
do it.
regular water and sunlight.
Yeah, drink water and get some sunlight for a year, and let's see how that works out for you.
Constantly being watched. No way you can slip up.
They'd be dead in what 4 months? 3 maybe.
Depends on how much body fat they had and how much their muscle mass was before they started this great experiment. Really, I mean, gross.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway,
I was saying that COVID is the perfect opportunity for keyboard warriors to have feats of strength. You know, get that internet big dick out and flex real hard. And whoever can dunk harder on the other one in a comment thread somewhere. Which in turn would also be a Festivus miracle for such people because.
Right.
Yeah. See?
Well, wasn't it like Tyson that said social media has given people entirely too much, man, I'm butchering that quote, but if you got the computer, he said something like social media has given people the opportunity to say whatever they want that's on their mind and not get punched in the face for it.
Let's see here.
And it's true. I mean, like, there's some things where you're like, I know for a fact if you were standing right in front of me, there's no way you would say this to me. There's just no way.
Social media has made you all way too comfortable with disrespecting people and not getting punched in the face for it.
There you go.
yep, that's so fucking true.
Mike Tyson also has that great quote: "Is everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face."
Sorry, I'm just stretching out my back real quick. Just bear with me. No, it's my back is for the last 2 days, dude. It's been fucking gnar.
Ryan, these chairs are infinitely better than the stools.
Oh,
don't let him.
Way better, dude.
Chaz, you missed the initial inception. Like, so the studio. This is like the 4th time you've rearranged the studio, Ryan. 3rd or 4th.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we've gone from chairs to stools to rearranging the stools to now we're back out with the chairs because Ryan's actually getting ready to do a pretty cool concept where he can have a studio that can travel anywhere.
That's cool.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited about it.
Oh yeah, do a portable in his trailer. It's a cool concept.
So we can do
it's way less creepy in actual they're not setting this up very well at all. I'm hearing it myself like wait.
No, bro. Let's get creepy with it.
Yeah. I like the way we
Chaz, we're coming to your house in this trailer. It's got
and it's got no windows on it.
No
which
windows.
is really cool. And you can walk right on in.
It's got the studio in it, I promise.
Feels just like home.
We'll just shoot a quick movie. No big deal.
Super creepy vibes, but it sounds good.
See? I know you'd be up for it.
Come on, guy.
I'm good.
Dude, you're from California. That's your fucking porn capital USA. It's
actually San Fernando Valley is the porn capital of the United States.
Thank you, Paul.
Yeah.
I think the only time I've really been uncomfortable was actually last year at the wedding, and I was meeting Brittany's kids, and you were like introducing me, Wilmer, and Peter, and then you're like, I've seen all of their penises. Like, it was about the only time I felt like mildly uncomfortable. Usually I could give a shit what people think and say, but when you have like how old was Mila? She was like 11.
Oh,
11,
yeah.
Right?
She's 7. Well,
She's 7.
Yeah, you're like,
hey,
seen all their penises.
Hey, just so you know, kids, every guy you've seen here, I've seen him naked.
Thank you for removing the creepiness from my trailer. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I was more just trying to make a side comment to Britt, but the kids were just there, and they're everywhere. The kids are just
And Jake's entire family has seen my dick on a big screen TV.
Yeah,
so
So I had a
What?
so on our second deployment we had. So I had two cameras. I had my camera, and I had the one that was only supposed to be for intelligence purposes. We were supposed to take pictures of evidence, and it was a better camera than mine. So I took pictures of everything, and then I'd upload it to my computer real quick, and then I'd erase everything off the computer that wasn't pertinent to the mission or whatever. And we were loading up, getting ready to do something, and Chaz was pissing on a tire, and I'm like, this is hilarious. And he turns around and is like, dick in hand, as I like. And so when I was showing the slideshow, like, this was Iraq this time. That's Chaz's dick, and we got
I have to find the picture somewhere because it's a cool sequence. He took like 3, right?
Yeah.
We jumped out of the vehicles. I really had to piss, so like I get down and I'm like pissing, right? So there's one of me peeing. And then there's the second one, but then I'm like looking back like this, like the idea came in my head. I was like, he's taking a picture of me. I'm going to jump out and just have it hanging out when and then that's the third picture is me
just swinging the hammer.
Well, I did something extremely embarrassing a few days ago. I was in a conversation with Desiree's sister. Desiree's my fiance, so my future sister-in-law. And then right below that conversation is my conversation with Desiree. So I'm, at the office, and Des is at work, and I snap a picture. Yeah, that picture didn't go to Des.
You snapped a picture of what, sir?
My dick.
There it is.
You showed Brandy your dick?
And so, Brandy, my dick. And I was like, oh shit! delete it. And like I tried to say delete 1,000 times so the picture would fucking scroll up. I told Des, I was like, oh, so hey, I got something I need to tell you. Your sister saw my dick. She's like, what? And I was like, oh, I was trying to send you a picture, and I accidentally sent it to her.
Nate says, welcome to the family.
Literally my biggest nightmare. I mean, I like to, especially if I know my wife's going into a meeting, I like to throw one out there 5 minutes before the meeting, just to kind of get in her head. But all these different threads and shit, you're like, I never know if I'm picking the right one, and you're like, almost makes me want to throw up as I'm hitting send. I'm like, if this goes to the family one,
yeah, that's the one with mom in it.
Yeah, no. Luckily, it just went to her. There was no thread.
Oh man,
so yeah, that happened. That was the first. And as soon as I hit send, it was like one of those things like, no. How do I get it back? How do I take it back?
I'm back.
Oh, that shit is out in the cloud now.
So Desiree likes dick pics?
No, that was the whole point of it. Because I wasn't hard or anything. It was limp. I was like, hey, I have nothing to be, ashamed about.
Yes, it sounds like you have everything to be ashamed.
I'm ashamed of the fact that I sent it to her sister.
So not only did you send Brandy a dick pic, but it was like, here's my limp dick.
It still looks good. I have a good looking limp dick. What can I say?
Hey, sister-in-law, this is what I think of you, limp dick.
Wow.
No, so the whole premise of me taking this picture was there's this elderly Mexican woman in the office that was fucking checking me out, and I was making a joke. I was telling Des about it, and I was like, haha, look what she did to me. And
Gross, man, this story is getting worse.
like I said, I have zero shame. I could give 2 fucks about what people think.
Brittany just texted me right now, and she was like, "Did I just hear Paul say he sent Brandy a dick pic?"
Yep. Yeah. That happened.
I'm gonna have to call her on the way home and be like, "I'm so sorry." Well, Brandy and I used to work together.
So?
We're homies.
Don't apologize for Paul's actions.
Oh, that's
Who's
true.
now fucking working with my ex-wife? Fucking small world, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like works directly with Shannon.
And they've both seen your penis.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, now they have, yeah.
The circle.
Yeah, full circle. Sister-in-law to ex-wife.
This is the most like playing the banjo shit I've heard in a long time.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Keeping in the family.
I actually kind of like that there was a joke behind it, you know, like, oh, like, this is what she did to me. It's creative. I like it.
See, he respects it. He appreciates it. Thank you.
I actually, after we got out, I mean, Jake knows how Peter and I are typically a gay couple.
Yeah.
I would have to invent new ways to, like, how to send, I mean, you talk about no shame, but I would invent ways to send him, like, creative dick pics, like, on the reg, you know, like, so because I used to do so many different things in the house, right? Like, I'd stand on a stool, he'd come around me thing, and it's just a goat right there, you know, sweet looking dick, bro.
Yep.
You know, and just goes in, makes a sandwich, leaves. That's a great looking cock. Like that was our daily life. So then for a good while, and it was funny too, because you know I used to have my wife even take the picture for me. Like, look, I can't get it from this angle. You gotta help me. You know. So when there's ever any pretext to a dick pic, I do appreciate it.
Oh my God! What an
So
incredible woman.
yeah, she rules.
Wow.
But also, you'd have to meet Peter to understand any of that.
No, I wouldn't at all because dude, the amount of dick talk amongst you men, it was, I just got numb to it. So it was just like, it was just like another thing.
Well, that was the thing, is if you see a dick and don't compliment it, you want to suck it. So it's always nice dick, bro. And those were the rules. You go.
The only time I felt uncomfortable, do you remember, I'll drop a name. Do you remember Kasky? He was in a different company.
Yeah.
Do you remember him?
Yes, I do. I do remember Kasky.
So he had a brother, right? It's like both the brothers, and one of them it was when we were coming back home. I think we were either in Camp Ramadi or Kuwait or somewhere, you know, where they had the nice showers. And by nice, I mean like an enclosed shower that actually had like some running water that you didn't have a gunny telling you to fucking turn the damn water off. So it was like, oh, nice, we actually can get a good shower in. And they had many stalls. So we roll in and nice little shower truck. And it's like this trailer looking thing. So we roll in there and he's in there. And so we're all like fucking playing grab ass and stuff and having fun. And then I did the Sarah Marshall, like, hey, Kasky, got a surprise for you. And he's like, hey. And I'm like, oh, shit. So quick. No. And we always kind of thought, you know.
Yeah.
I got no problem with you know, gay people or anything, but when you're trying to make the joke and then it was received like that, where it was like, oh, hey, you know, it's like, oh, we're not on the same page right now. I was going for like a, hey, nice dick, bro, or like.
Have you ever heard of Klinefelter syndrome?
What?
It's where it's your XXY is your chromosomes, and it's where you're a man, but you have a lot of female characteristics, and like, you know, you're kind of skinny up top. You grow, you have larger than normal male breast tissue, and there's usually a micro penis attached to it. And like that cat, I was like, maybe, you know what I mean? Because I think he was really feminine looking in the face too. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Wasn't he? Or am I thinking of I'm thinking of somebody else, aren't I? Whatever.
No, I think you're right. I mean, and that's the thing about the Marines is you met a lot of interesting cats in the Marines, right? It was just like the only guy I ever knew that had a who was that guy? He had a fucking lower back tattoo.
Lang.
It was tribal.
Lang.
Yeah.
Matt Lang.
Yeah.
I don't want to drop names or anything. But hey,
I'll drop names all day.
a man with a
Just
tribal
remember, you're
tattoo.
Yeah.
Well, see, so
No, I have a tattoo on my lower back that's tribal.
yeah, Nate. Yeah, Nate just goes fucking Lang.
Oh my
and
god!
then, but so he was in. Well, he was in like 3-4 during the initial Iraq invasion.
Right.
Got out, got back in, and then he was like, "Where's my respect?" and everyone was like, "Could you try earning it for a second?" And then he just quit trying. Like. Oh man!
Out the window when I think we were playing rugby and he joined us and he took his shirt off and there was a tramp stamp.
Yep.
All right, good.
Yeah. Nate was. Yeah, he was in the initial push. Even the boots didn't respect him. Yeah.
I'm sorry, dude. Like I used to get my brother shit, and he had the word faith written at his lower back. And I'm like, of all places, you put a fucking word like now it's fully covered up because we would give him so much shit. I'm like, dude, that's a tramp stamp. Well, no, it says faith.
Yeah.
The placement of where it's at, James. Like, what the fuck are you not understanding?
Hey, we can't talk shit about James. He's one of the only people that like responds to our stuff we ever post.
No, I love my brother. He's fully tattooed now.
Oh man.
Was
Yeah.
it like that episode of oh man, it was either a movie or an episode from The Office where he was talking about getting a tattoo on his back or something, and it was like, you know what I'm talking about, right? Man, I'm blanking on the name or blanking on the line, but probably remember it as soon as we get off this thing.
Yeah, that's okay. Sorry. Wow, they're hardcore editing everything now. What the hell? Yeah, Nate, sorry, I'm not seeing the word you're typing. I'm just getting asterisks. We must have crossed into a level of...
What happened?
Well, so Nate's over here in the live chat, and late was legit blank stamp. Like, not anything cool or badass, just a tribal slur blank stamp. Blank. Just asterisks. Is it blurring out the word tramp? Is that a word that hurts people's feelings?
I don't.
Like grown adult people? Is that?
Fuck. So wait, he's not putting in those asterisks?
I've realized that there's very few people in the regular civilian world that I think I can interact with and truly be who I am, because I think I literally can offend someone with every other sentence.
Yeah. You know how I've always been pretty free with just letting folks know how I feel.
Right.
I've had to learn. I've had to get better at English. to just.
Well, we definitely calmed down our language on this show from the very beginning.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
We only say fuck like every 4 words this time instead of every other word.
I only mentioned dick maybe twice.
We had a whole segment on this show about dick.
I know.
Now it's gonna be about dick again because we brought it right back up. Dick. Pew, 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 pew.
Have something that looks like a dick.
Hey.
It's quite withered.
Oh, so Nate was testing it out in the live chat. So he was saying the word tramp, but then he wrote lady and the tramp, and then it came through.
Huh. That's on Twitch?
Yeah.
Bastards.
It's okay. Whatever. Yeah, so shout out to the other boys for not even getting in the live chat like a bunch of scumbags. What the hell? And they think
I appreciate it, man.
they think once this show takes off, they're coming on after this bullshit. I remember that, you know. Year 10 when people finally go back and be like, these guys were on to something. No, but yeah, Chaz. I mean, we've kept you.
I'll bring the pole. Hopefully, we'll be able to do it in person one day.
Hell yeah, we should have a real Festivus, feats of strength and all.
I'm down.
Air the grievances. We'll have some meatloaf or spaghetti. We did that.
I'll make the spaghetti, dude. Or I'll make my famous stuffed manicotti.
I'll stuff some manicotti.
Yeah, you are. I fucking love this guy.
Well, Chaz, we've kept you up long enough. Is Milo already in bed?
No, we're an hour behind you guys. So want to air another grievance. I don't know why we do daylight savings time. Makes no sense to me. But anywho, no, he should be winding down here pretty soon, getting ready to go to bed.
Yeah, if we get there an hour behind.
Yeah.
Has your kid drank any coffee lately?
Jesus Christ! Did you? Oh yeah. So Paul's not. You're not on Instagram. So I have a. It's not a normal size coffee cup. It's a soup bowl, but it has a handle on it. And I fill this fucker up. Okay, and I drank maybe about a quarter of it, and this was before Ruth got up. I set it down where I can like sit down by my computer and grab it. Scarlett brings Ruth downstairs. I'm doing something with the other kids. And then next thing I know, Ruth is just bringing me my empty coffee cup with just some dribbles on her. Not like a full-blown spill, just a couple drops here and there. Bro, all day. Just baby talk, but at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And she was just like standing there doing this.
Any negative effects that could happen?
I mean, if she did it every day, sure. But like, but that was she like all day, and we'd be doing something, and she'd just be sitting there and just like arms.
Oh yeah.
And then she'd get up and
she wasn't running around on the freaking walls
no,
and ceiling.
oh,
man.
she was like. Then she'd get up and like scream, and then go like hitting it with the Tasmanian devil. And oh my god! And I was, well, I mean, she's not like So I'd hold her heart, and it was obviously beating faster than what a baby's heart, but it wasn't like anything like crazy. It wasn't like, and then I was checking on her, making sure she was breathing. Like
the reason why I asked is like I think of like that severity of like giving a dog chocolate. Like, oh my god, you freak out moment. Like that's what I would have freaked out if I would have saw a baby drinking that much coffee.
Dude, well, I didn't see it. I just saw the aftermath of it.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
And she had a heart. Then so that was at like 7:30 in the morning. Okay, so Britt tries to get her to go to bed around 7:30.
12 hours.
Okay, that was not happening.
Oh, no.
There was no nap, and then at about 9 o'clock, she was finally
Crash.
But like
system overload.
So just 14 hours of puppy, shit, puppy. Yeah, so I mean, like I talked to Chaz all the time. I was like, guess what this kid did? And so we had a talk. He's like,
oh shit.
Well, it's
I told him a story I had similar. Milo was like, I think, almost 3 or something, and naps were kind of hit or miss during the day, and we'd go to this certain Target, and my wife had gotten one of those dragon fruit teas one time from Starbucks, so I was getting him a little bacon and Gouda sandwich from there, and then I got one of those dragon fruit teas, and I'm like, fruit tea, yeah, here, have some. And then he'd be all like amped, right? And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and then he wouldn't like nap those days that we would go to that Target, and it was just like odd. And then the next time we went, Starbucks had a like disclaimer on their little sign that was like contains caffeine, and I'm like, oh, I'm not the only parent I see. Some other one was thinking just it's a fruit tea, and I'm gonna give this to my kid, and then I'm bouncing off the walls, and yeah, so I've been there, man.
Yeah. So like Chaz is like my elder statesman, Hey, what do I do?
Yeah. I gotcha.
And he's like, you're gonna be okay. Like, oh thanks, man.
You're doing great, man. You're a good dad.
Oh man, thanks.
Oh, he's a great dad.
Well, that's the goal, I was talking to somebody from FitOps, and she I think I brought this up last week, but I'll bring it up again. But it was I can't remember what college it was, but they had the female kicker. And she was the first female to ever kick in an NCAA game, and she was, she brought up, here's the screenshot of like just some of the terrible comments that were getting said to this lady, kind of thing, and I brought up the point of like, my house is mostly girls. It's me and Wyatt versus the world. But my whole thing is if I don't raise these ladies to be just as good, if not better, than the men and their chosen field that they choose to go into, I have fucked up as a parent. So you'll never, like, if a woman ended up come up and did something way better than me, I'm like, that's kick ass. How do you do that? Like, I don't understand a lot of the
Ego.
The ego. Like you're breaking of the boys club. Like, okay,
Yeah. Stupid.
but she's better at you than your job. Maybe she can teach you something. Yeah.
Weren't you talking about micro penises earlier?
I was talking about micro penis. So that's micro penis energy.
Small dick energy.
Good
Yeah.
point, sir. Good point.
No, but I want my daughters to be able to whip somebody's ass and be like, and I also made cookies.
Yep.
Well, that's what I like too. Like I like to roll around on the mats with my son and make him work for position and teach him all that stuff. But I also was raised by women, so like I'm a good cook and I know how to bake. And I mean, like I do basically 99% of the cooking in the house, and but I enjoy it. So like, and my son has kind of picked up on that. Like, so he gets all jazzed when we make certain desserts or cakes or whatever. He loves that, and like you said, I would want that for my son. As like I would want that if I had a daughter. If I ever get a daughter, and I'd be rolling around with her on the mats. Like, this is how you're gonna tap your brother out later tonight. Like, I'm gonna give you a couple extras that I might not give him until he's older.
Yeah.
And I'll let you practice and then tap your brother out.
You want one? We got a fresh one getting ready to come out. We'll hook you right up.
I need a secret. See, that's the thing is my wife and I, we want to try again, but she really wants a girl. And if I could pick, I'd pick a girl since we already have a boy, but I heard it's like a 50-50 chance. So
Well, Brittany was.
you got any tips, man? You let me know, like positions or time of day. I don't know.
I basically just got up in there and I was like, bagak, and that's.
Do I have to make that noise? Is that the key? Like, and then it becomes out a girl.
I think the noise is more of a. And then. So Nate has two sons and he has a almost 2-year-old daughter, and his last comment here was, "Don't do it."
Don't do it.
Charlie's not that bad, buddy. She's making you soft. She's showing that softness on the inside, you puddle of goo. But yeah, no, I mean, I was meant to have girls. It just is what it is. I'm supposed to be a girl dad with some stepson assistance on the side, man. And they're like all of these kids are such great kids. I'm so lucky, man.
It's ball sack temperature.
Is it ball sack temperature? Did you just Google it?
No, this is coming from a guy who has 2 girls.
So are your balls too hot or too cold?
They're too hot.
Balls are too. So get that.
So keep them insulated.
Yeah.
So whether that's thermals or whatever, when it's time to drop a load, goddamn. Just keep them warm. Keep them
Those
toasty.
little pocket warmer things.
Yeah, there you go. Whatever it
Before
takes.
Go time.
You gotta be careful. Those pocket warmers, you burn your balls.
Yeah. Not too much.
Yeah.
I got thick skin.
I seen it. Can confirm. Anyway. Well, Chaz, I mean, we've been yelling and screaming at each other for about an hour and a half. We'll let you go and do dad stuff, man. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on, and happy Festivus, brother. I love you long time, man.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys. Again, super happy with your guys' path of life, and it's inspiring to watch you guys do this stuff. So glad I could be a part of the show, and happy Festivus at the poll, and we're look forward to it next year. Hopefully, maybe we'll do it again.
About it.
Hell yeah.
About it. Maybe we'll do it. Maybe we'll do it at your new house.
Yeah, hopefully in Idaho. That'd be good.
Hey, we'll drive out there.
I'd make that trip. We have the trailer.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys will have the rake studio. I mean the mobile studio.
No windows. No
hey man, I was on board with this guy until right. Well played, sir. Well played.
I love you, Chaz, man. Have a good night.
Have a good night, brother.
All right, you guys too. Have a good night. Love you guys. Thanks.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to the Sober Swole podcast. For those of you who don't know, that was my brother and longtime good friend, Charles Q. Dorr, a.k.a. Chaz, a.k.a. Charles Thunderass Dorr. Appreciate that. Thank you so much for listening. Nate, thank you for jumping in the live chat. And we'll be putting this on the YouTubes here on Saturday. Saturday, not Friday, because Friday is Christmas, and I'm not trying to work. So sorry if that hurts folks' feelings.
Let's do it Saturday.
Yes, you do it Saturday.
Pew, pew, pew.
All right, bye, everybody.
Hey, it's Warhorse. Do you want your workouts to look like this? Or do you want your workouts to slay? When Warhorse picks his pre-workout, he wants it to slay. If you want second place, go with somebody else. If you want to be a champion, go with Royalty Nutrition.